TSK literally talks things into existence. I swear to you, this is what we do. We talk things into existence. And, well, I was praising the guy. You know, I was praising the guy. And none of the boys were. And look what happens when you praise a man that deserves no praise. He gets hurt. I don't know what CM Punk's injury is, but we are here to report on the obvious. CM Punk, Mr. Get Hurt here, Mr. Get Hurt there, Mr. Lose in the UFC, whatever you want to color him right now, is hurt yet again, throwing a wrench into WrestleMania if there was even one to be thrown. It's Rob, it's DC, it's Harold. This is 5 and 7 days. 5 and 8 days? 5 and 8 days.
It gets even better.
Lots going on. Lots happening. We've covered it all.
It gets even better, Mo.
Oh, God, please.
It's literally the same tricep he tore in AEW.
In AEW, yeah.
It's the same one.
That's fantastic.
Same one.
Mm-hmm.
That is fantastic. So, I think it's time to go right on with it. It's time to bury the fucking guy. I mean, I know he talks shit. I work with fucking children and this and that, and I'm hurt and I'm tired. Motherfucker, you did one match in WWE. Not only were you hurt, you're extra tired, and now you're crying like a bitch. See him cry, baby. I mean, again, yeah, I praised him a little bit, but I mean now it's he's fair game at this point, no boys.
I mean, at this point, what else can you say? I mean, all that shit that got talked. Oh, the AEW style. They did this. They did that. We all said he's going to go to WWE, and the same thing is going to happen. Lo and behold, and it wasn't even in a one-on-one match. It was the Royal Rumble of all damn things.
The Royal Rumble.
The softest, the easiest match to get through. The one that Phil should have been able to get through no problem without being blown up or nothing. And not only was he blown up,
wasn't he like 28?
Hurt the arm. Yeah, 28.
Same arm.
Bitch made.
You know
Bitch made indeed.
I'm gonna say it.
Oh God.
And I know
Please.
If any of our viewers are Walking Dead fans, they are gonna get this reference. It's time for CM Punk to look at the flowers.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's his time is more than up. I mean, we
Our time is now.
how can I there it is. I love it. Hey, attaboy. My time is now. I gotta find the clip now and plop it in there. Anyway, so the thing that kills me about this whole bit is exactly what Rob was talking about. Is we for months on end, we're getting harped on, the AEW style this, the AEW style that, the Herald dropping and coming back this, and just because a blooper in the middle of the show.
That
Goodness
one
gracious.
didn't even give a warning.
This is so much fun right now. This has been,
edit it out. Go ahead, move on.
this has been the greatest episode. We're not editing nothing. It's going to be fun. It's just going to hang on.
Kyle, clean this up.
But the whole clean this up. There you go. Goddamn Kyle. But the harping for no damn reason. He was number 28 in the Rumble. He came in. He did a couple of spots. I think he really wrestled maybe 5 or 6 minutes against Cody, and then that was it. He's cooked. He's done. He's whatever. Throw him on commentary like you tried to do Samoa Joe and it failed. Throw him in the back. Make him fucking Raw, NXT GM, Raw GM, whatever. Make him a fucking just a television guy at this point. You know what I mean? He is very deserving of all this harp, all this crap. He was the one that talked all the shit. And now
CM Punk talking shit? Who would have thought?
Oh.
Yeah, I honestly think when they brought him into WWE that it was just going to be on a big event deal. I was thinking like the Big Five, maybe a match here and there.
At this stage in the game, he should have been the attraction. Now with the potential possibility of Brock Lesnar being done, if Punk still insists on continuing to go, which nobody in this group wants, and I'm sure there's several others that don't, he can fill the Brock Lesnar spot. He can be that attraction that comes, 4 or 5 times a year.
I mean,
if he wants to.
But unlike Brock, he's not He's not going to go take time off so he can wind down and deal with his anxiety, because he's a big man who can admit his fault. He's going to go have to fucking recover from some other torn ligament or some other broken bone.
The thing to do with Punk, and I don't hate the guy. I just, and you know what? You all know, I said this in AEW. He needed to retire back then. And there's nothing wrong with that. He had a good career. No. He's going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame guaranteed. It's going to happen.
Oh, for sure.
Where I think he would be beneficial, have him as a trainer at the Performance Center.
That's not a bad move. I mean, they do have promo coaches.
He would be perfect in that.
Yeah.
And honestly, you saw him work with Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes and some of the NXT folk. He'd be good with that.
Yeah, he would. He would be really good with that. And it's worth a shot.
I could see him really being successful at possibly leading a stable in a way. Maybe even like a
manager front.
Manage a little group of stable. It could even be an all-chick stable. Like, he seems to get along with a lot of the NXT girls. They seem to all kind of look up to him. Mm-hmm. That would be a way to get some shine on them, which, a lot of... If women's wrestling is going to struggle against men's wrestling, put CM Punk at the front of a women's group or with, like, a women's tag team.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's possibilities is the point. It's possibilities. You know what I mean? It's what all can he do? Speaking of possibilities and what all can we do? That internet is something we got to do something about. It's the second, third time. We're just dropping in and out. You're dropping in and out more than he's getting hurt on a daily basis at this point, man. At this point, he's just getting hurt on a daily basis.
I mean.
You would swear
Kyle's
we try to hinder
cut out
for him.
Like, this is Punk. We don't care about Punk.
We don't care about Punk. So speaking of not caring about Punk, that's right. So speaking about all of it, we have to talk about WrestleMania because obviously he is still somewhat of an attraction. Maybe not as big of one, especially not when you're hurt, but. There was that whole idea of him and Cody just because we weren't sure if Cody was going to be able to finish the story. Now that he can finish the story, was there even a match for him at Mania?
I mean, I still think with the original plan of Seth and Phil, that was probably the best option because, Seth did talk a lot of shit too. And, we were all for it. And that match really kind of built itself. I mean, even, they had that promo exchange when he came back to Raw. The world needs saving, but it's going to have to wait. We're talking about CM Punk.
That's right.
That match could have built itself, but Seth is not even in the best condition either. He's hurt too. So what kind of match would that have actually been?
Yeah.
Probably not that
Honestly, I think... You look at everybody else who is there, I think you got one option. The ring general, Gunther.
Okay, to go against Seth? Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if we're going to do that whole plug and play, you totally put Gunther over Seth, or Gunther over Seth, or Gunther with Seth.
I mean, because Gunther doesn't have a match anymore now either, so...
This is true. Huh. I like that. And I've always talked about using the IC title as like a way to elevate somebody or win the belt as your IC
boy,
champ.
did it ever.
I still like that.
But people probably don't even remember who Walter is.
No, they don't. Gunther. And then for shame them for that. For shame. Go back and do some goddamn history. So, I mean, besides that obvious, it being Gunther, would we have seen any other match by chance, in your guys' opinion? Him with Punk and Seth, Punk and Cody. Would there have been anything else? A one-off, maybe him and Kevin Owens, just from their Ring of Honor days?
I think that would have eventually happened. That would have been like a nice SummerSlam match, to be honest.
Ooh, that sounds fire.
Yeah,
huh?
I think that
it does.
You get a nice little build up between then and now.
It'd be a hell of a promo build. That's
just let him, you know?
Let him. That's right. Just let him talk, which is what WWE does anyway. So it would work out fine. Oh, yo. Okay, I mean, we made fun of the guy. We obviously can replace him in a matter of a snap of a finger. Like I said, when he got hurt and we found out that he got hurt, I looked at the WrestleMania card and was like, well, it wasn't going to change for me anyway. So, I mean, it's as much as it is an impact, there is no impact.
No, there isn't. You know, when I first heard of the injury, I started to think about what John Moxley told him. Fragile body, fragile ego, weak mind, weak spirit. Like...
Beautifully said.
Those words have aged like fine wine.
Yes,
there's that meme of a surprised John Moxley that says Moxley's reaction when he's told he has to main event WrestleMania 40 against Seth Rollins.
That's so
I mean,
I'd be okay with that.
damn, you know.
I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind either.
I mean, as we were discussing earlier, we're not. Obviously, nobody's happy when somebody gets injured. We're not. I mean, I'm sure there's a few people that are jumping up and down right now.
Oh, there are.
I'm sure there's a couple.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate the guy, but like Rob had touched on earlier with the whole WWE fans saying that, or we heard a lot of WWE fans saying the AEW style was what was getting Punk injured so often. I think he had 3 injuries in AEW in the 1.5 to 2 years that he was there.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of apparent that it's not the AEW style, it's Phil's body. He may just go a little harder than he realizes he can. Yeah, he doesn't actually need to go as hard as he does. I thought his matches in AEW were pretty fantastic. And he didn't have to go that hard at this stage in his career.
Nah.
He still doesn't. So what is he doing?
I think that's where the ego comes into play.
It is.
You know, I know none of us are as old as Phil. I mean, we're getting kind of close. But as your body gets older, the condition, you have to work. You have to work to keep yourself conditioned. And just that mentality of like, oh, I can do, you know, was he the best conditioned in AEW? Personally, I don't think so. Any better in WWE? Absolutely not.
Worse.
Not really.
Get in there and do the work. You know, jump on the treadmill for 30 minutes, hit the weights, condition yourself. That's very important, especially as you get older.
And you know, part of it is like, he said in one of his first AEW promos, he said, I'm not the CM Punk I was 10, 15 years ago.
We know, brother.
He's not, 30, 35 years old anymore. He can't do those things. It's different for somebody like a Jericho or somebody like that who is older, but is regularly doing this.
Mm-hmm. That's the important part. Yeah, I remember Adam Copeland said not too long ago that now that he's back, he had an idea of where his body was going to go when he was doing these matches. And then at the end of each match, he realized it's so much harder on your body to take a break between matches. He felt it was almost more productive to just keep doing matches every week because your body gets used to it. At the rate that he's going, he's saying pretty much every match he's getting like slightly injured. So I could see the same thing working for Punk. He's just not working often enough.
Dustin said the same exact thing. He said he would like to go so much more, but he's only wrestling once every couple of months now. So the body's breaking down. So like, if you want to keep doing this, fucking get out there and do it, bud.
I mean, I'm sure WWE wouldn't mind him doing something like a fucking NXT one, it's like a little mainstay in NXT, and then just come talk on Raw or SmackDown or whatever, you know. Fucking, I'm sure they wouldn't give a damn if he did like one-off house, if he did more house shows than anybody else. But you guys are right, like get in there and be able to do your craft. There's all the other pros are saying like you need to build the callus, that is your body. You have to build it up in order to maintain. But at the same time, I'm also harping back to the reality of how well are you taking care of your body? What all are you doing? I remember when you came into AEW, you were kind of smaller. You got kind of big again because you're back at WWE. You put on that weight because you're back at WWE. But did you do anything with that weight, or did you just pack it on? You know what I mean? I'm gonna use this guy as an example, and it's not a harp on him. You know what I mean? He goes harder than a lot of other people that I know, and you know he's paying for it, and that's Tommaso Ciampa. You know, the guy's had neck injury after neck injury after neck injury, poor bastard, knee injuries too. You know what I mean? But what does he do every time he gets hurt? He rehabs like a son of a bitch.
He's constantly working. Like, I follow him on Instagram, and like, me and Ciampa are the same age. We got the same hairline and, you know, the same beard and shit. But like, I'm like, you know, 80 pounds heavier. Like,
yeah,
that's motivational. Like, I want to go get rid of this crap right now. Like, after we finish here, I'm going to go push some weights. Not going to be very good at it, but, you know, I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
Okay. But that's can't say the same thing for Charles Montgomery Punk.
Shape. Charles Montgomery Punk. I love that so much. Charles Montgomery Punk. That's the greatest thing ever. Oh, God. I can't top that. There's nothing that'll top that from this point on. That's just that's how it's got to be.
Mo, not to cut you off, but next time y'all go to an AEW show, I better see a sign that says Charles Montgomery Punk.
Charles Montgomery Punk. It's official. It's the greatest. It's not Chick Maggot. Charles Montgomery. Oh, God. Go home and rehab, dude. Rehab for real. Get a hold of Ciampa. Get a hold of Gargano. Rehab like a son of a bitch. Get into yoga. Get into strength training. Get into fucking Pilates, my man.
Take care of yourself, bro.
He'll help you out.
Yeah.
On that note,
there you go.
Punk coming out with Ciampa and Gargano doesn't sound too bad.
Hey, now that we said it,
doesn't at all.
I don't hate it.
That doesn't sound too bad.
DIY.
I mean, we've talked things into fruition before. Think of the amazing. We just also said, what can this man do now that he's hurt? And I'm not saying they need a mouthpiece. They could talk. They could do everything on their own. But do you really want to legitimize and I guess over exuberate DIY? You fucking put Punk as their guiding light. You know what was it? There was one. God damn it! Who was it? When like Matt Riddle showed up at NXT and he was somebody's like Sherpa.
The marijuana smoking kids. MSK.
There you go. Yeah. MSK. That's right. And they were all like, "Oh man, it was like Matt Riddle. He's
we gotta
the
go
Sherpa.
See the shaman,
Have it be
bro.
the same thing. The shaman. That's what it is. The shaman. This was good shit. Have Punk do that with DIY, and I promise you it'll work. It might even get Punk more over, which to the Punk lovers, I don't think that's any possible.
I mean, there you go. I just help make you more money. Hate him as much.
Or honestly, you know,
I'm about to say, I was like,
another idea.
It'd make it hard to hate him. Go ahead, D.
SmackDown needs a new color commentary after Kevin Patrick got yeeted.
Oh,
yeah.
I said that too. Commentary is something he's good at.
Don't even
want to do it to Joe
for that. To say, hey, continue your contract, get on the commentary table. Why not?
And he likes doing it.
Especially
he's even said he enjoyed commentary.
I think everybody kind of does deep down once you figure out how to do it.
It's not bad at it.
And you don't have Vince screaming in your ear.
That's a plus.
Yep.
Hey, what a plus. What a plus. Oh, good. So speaking of a plus, you now have a new Punk to call name, Charles Montgomery Punk. You are more than welcome. Go ahead, put that in your back pocket, save it for later, throw it on a sign one time when they come to your town. But speaking of more positives, we appreciate y'all hanging out. This is episode 5 of like fucking 8 days. So we every time I end one of these, I say we're going to take a break. I swear to God, if we don't end up really taking a break, somebody's going to get...
Just slow down, bro.
Slow it down, bro.
I think the proper thing to say is just, we'll see you when we see you.
Might
pretty
be
freaking
tomorrow,
much.
might be next week.
It could be 5
that's
minutes
for
from
sure.
now.
There's a lot coming. Might be 25 minutes from now, 35 minutes. We may have all of a sudden breaking news and not stop this episode.
You
Who knows?
never know.
But in order to actually stop it, we got to start doing the plugs. That's what gets us going. So let's get it moving. Rob's already looking at his phone like the world's crumbling around him. So Rob, besides the world crumbling around you, what's haps on the what's it? The fucking the dark side of wrestling?
Close.
Something like that.
Deep into the
keep
heart
going.
of wrestling.
Deep into
The
the
Black
heart of wrestling. That's what
Hearts,
it is.
myself, Nicola McDonald, the
dark side of
Demoness, and our human, Michael Larkin. We've got a new episode coming out soon. We got to figure out when we're going to record it, but we're going to be talking about NXT. NXT's got a pretty awesome show coming up. So we're going to talk about that. I do have some other content that I'm working on my own, but I don't have time to work on it because we've been doing these damn shows, which I don't mind because these are awesome. These gentlemen are awesome. You people watching, you guys are awesome.
Hey.
Any of my social media, linktree/hey it's Rob. Come say hi. We can talk about chicken parms or Charles Montgomery Punk.
Chicken Pam.
Yeah.
The greatest new rating system. You are welcome, Uncle Dave. Harold, what's the haps? The last time we spoke, you said that it was a Greystone Manor?
Greystone Mansion.
Could be coming out.
With the Two Sweet
Mansion.
Click Adventures. We're doing a tour of Greystone Mansion. It's dropping this Friday. Greystone Mansion, you've seen it. If you've watched television, if you've watched movies, if you've seen music videos, you've seen Greystone Manor. It's in almost everything you've ever seen. Come check us out on YouTube. We're about to do a tour of it. Coming out Friday.
Do it. Pile Driver Pundit, what's the word? What's the haps? How we living? When's the next one
Episode
dropping?
4 actually just dropped yesterday. It snuck in there. I wasn't sure when it was going to drop because, YouTube, you don't know.
Oh,
But it dropped.
So YouTube
It
goes
is out there. Check it out. Subscribe. Comment, like, do all that happy stuff. Looking to do more. I discussed, WWE 2K24, which is shaping up to be pretty fun. I'll do more on that. Got more coming as more information comes out.
so you gave him a little taste.
Give him a little taste.
little taste. Give him a little taste. Just like the internet's only giving Harold a taste of how the fucking band was supposed to work. Because good God Almighty, he's like, fuck your podcast. Go back to work. It's the Japanese whiskey. It's the good vibe saying get off the camera and get back to the hanging out and the relaxing and the chillaxing and enjoying the day. So that's what we're gonna
probably
do.
watching this
we're out of here
there somewhere.
Nah, just
That's
drywall.
right. Damn it. I'd like,
No,
not
send
the
him some
drywall.
monster.
not the drywalls. Don't do it. Not the monster. Oh God. All right, guys, we got to get out of here before we cause more havoc. All right, boys, let's jam. Too sweet, these people. We have to go get some rest this time. I swear we will. But if not, don't trip. We'll come back and we'll cover it before you know it because we are the 2SK, TSK, not the 2SK, the TSK, and we are here for your listening pleasure. All right, boys, let's jam on out of here one more time for 'em.
Sweet.
We'll catch you next one.
Yo. Taste of the DC. It's the Japanese whiskey. Punching walls. That boy is a monster. Two SK.